All right, we're back with question time. It's time for part 2. Go ahead.
I've got a couple. Okay. What is a select committee? Oh, awesome. We're actually thinking about doing a video on this, so maybe we will. So we'll probably go into more detail on it in that. But essentially, a select committee is part of Parliament's process. So when they're drafting a bill, and they're getting it from a bill to an act, there's a 7-step process, which we should also probably go into a bit more depth in another video.
Yeah, that will happen.
And one of the steps in that process is a select committee. So essentially that's when members of the public, experts, organisations can come in and have their say on the bill. So I guess the best example of this that's in recent times has been abortion legislation. So lots of people came in and spoke on that new bill and reforming that piece of law. And essentially it's just an opportunity for everyone to give their advice or opinion on the bill. And you can do that by a multitude of ways, by video link, written submission, or you can come in person in Wellington to Parliament and do it. And yeah, there's multiple select committees running at any time. And if you ever want to pitch onto one or send anything in, just head along to parliament.nz and they have them all listed there and when they're open and closed for submissions.
What is an independent candidate? Oh, this is cool. Independent candidate is basically a candidate in an election which is not affiliated with any political party. So we usually see them quite a lot for the general elections in our electorates. So if you look at your electorate list, there'll most likely be a couple of independents on there. In New Zealand politics, it's been quite difficult in the past for independents to get into Parliament, just because we do sort of rely on our political parties and sort of voting in candidates from there a lot more. But the good news is with independents is that they're not stuck to any party in their policies. They can choose what they want, and sometimes that might be the best thing for that electorate.
Can I vote online? I really don't know the answer to that question.
Can't.
Not at this stage.
No.
I think they're looking into it, aren't they?
Yeah, I don't know actually.
Not for this election. It's only going to be either the advanced voting, which Neva talked about, or it's going to be going in person into a voting booth on October the 17th. So currently we don't have online voting yet, but yeah, like it's been said, there's been a couple of talks about it around different circles, so who knows what will happen in the future.
Universal basic income simplified. Yeah, okay, we really should do a video on this. Yeah, it's getting a lot of traction this election. I've been quite surprised, to be honest. Not because I just didn't expect it to be such a big thing. Universal Basic Income, UBI, essentially it's an idea that everyone, regardless of whether or not they're working, their age, all that sort of thing, should be entitled to a weekly income or a weekly allowance. So similar to like a study link, I guess, if you're a student, or a benefit or something like that, except you wouldn't have to pay it back, is the biggest difference really between anything else. And it varies, like different parties have it in their policy and that sort of thing. So I think from memory, the only one that's coming to mind that has a really comprehensive UBI is TOP. Yep.
What is a seat in Parliament? This is a good question. I've had quite a few people ask me this actually, because we do say quite a lot like winning the seat or they're trying to get the seat. And what we're essentially saying is it's literally a seat. Basically, there are 120 seats in Parliament, and everyone is trying to win one of those seats, the chance to basically sit there in Parliament and debate and discuss these new laws which are coming in and being proposed. So looking, say, like at electorates, each candidate is trying to win the seat in the electorate. Think of like each electorate in New Zealand having their sort of electorate name written on a seat in Parliament. Everyone in that electorate is trying to win that seat. So they're trying to win that one seat that they can represent their electorate in Parliament.
What types of voting?
What are the
kinds?
Yeah.
So we've got in-person voting, where you go to the booth and you take the bit of paper. You've got advanced voting, mail voting.
Yep. Don't yet have online voting.
Not online voting yet. So it's those three.
Those three. If you want to talk about like your types of votes as well, you've got a party vote, an electorate vote on election day or whenever you do go to vote. There's 2 votes. Party vote, exactly that. You're voting for a party, and that vote will determine who our leadership is. So Deputy Prime Minister, all that sort of stuff. Your electorate vote is just the person you want to represent you in your electorate or the electorate you're enrolled in, and that's the whole seat in Parliament that Alex was talking about earlier.
And going back to the advanced mail and in person, these are all set up for different types of situations. So if you can't make it into a voting booth on October the 17th, then go onto VoteNZ, go onto the Electoral Commission website, because either advanced or mail-in voting might be suitable to help you out so you're able to vote in this election.
Yeah, cool. I think that's about everything from us. I mean, we've got no more questions left. If you guys like this, flick us some feedback, because we've really enjoyed doing this. It'd be great. If you want more of this sort of thing, flick us some more questions. Let us know. But no, it's been good for us, and I think that's it from us today.
And that is question time simplified.
You were waiting so long to say that, weren't you?